inspirational and motivational here at Clubhouse. Get a better mindset and set your goals here at Clubhouse. Educational things you need to know here at Clubhouse. Like credit, home, buying loans, and much more here at Clubhouse. The space for education, motivation, and inspiration. Clubhouse. The space for education, motivation, and inspiration. Clubhouse.
I'm waiting on my. There we go. Hey, girl. Hey, audience. How y'all doing today? I see y'all got our comments lighting up over there. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Samantha. My sick ladies at home today. Erica. How you doing, honey?
I am doing fabulous. It's Friday. Today is Veterans Day. Just so, yeah, it's a good day.
Yes, it's a good day. Yeah, I'm at home today, celebrating the holiday as well. Hello, Facebook user. As you guys comment, y'all click on the link at the top so we can see who you are. But hello, thank you for tuning in today. Hello. Y'all, it's Friday. I feel good. I feel great. Girl, we talking about credit. We are starting our credit series. This normally takes us a little bit more time to do because there's a lot of questions. There's a lot that goes into credit. So we're going to start with that today. But for those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Jessie Lynn. I'm a Triangle Realtor with A to Z Realty, and you are in the Home Buyers Clubhouse where we go live every Wednesday and every Friday at 12:30 p.m. Miss Erica, introduce yourself, honey.
Hey, everybody. I am Erica Batts. I am your mortgage loan officer with New American Funding.
All right. So before we get started and before we get into credit, we're going to talk about the 4 C's of credit. And the reason we're going to talk about the 4 C's of credit is because, we're always talking about getting a loan. We always talk about that. And then we're going to talk about, what is credit and what makes up credit. Because, a lot of people, they want to repair their credit, but they can't repair their credit if they don't know what makes up their credit or what credit is or what they're doing. And then they go in there, start repairing their credit, and then they mess up their credit. All the way from part 1 to part 4, 5, 6. Sure, a lot of questions. When they do the series, go. So mortgage lender. So so the 4 C's of credit. The first one, y'all. So when you go in and you want to talk about getting your credit, the first one is character. So Erica, as a lender, and you can break this down as I explain it as a lender from a lender's perspective. So the 4 C's of credit, you have character, you have capacity, you have capital, and you have collateral, right? So character, the lenders, they will review the borrower's credit history, employment history, and housing stability to determine the likeliness of the borrower that the borrower will repay. I can't talk today. Dang, girl. So can you explain that to them, like what you do and when they go in and what to expect?
So basically what we're looking at is we're looking for your pattern. Like, how do you pay your bills? So, because basically when you get credit, what you're saying is if someone loans you this money, that you're going to pay this back on time. And when you don't do that, then that makes a negative impact on your credit history. So it's basically just a snapshot of how you pay your bills. So when you think about it, a lot of times the way that I explain it is I say, okay, if somebody comes to you and says, hey, Jessie Lynn, can I borrow $100? You're gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna give you $100. I don't know you. I'm not giving you $100. But if they've come to you and said, hey, can I borrow $10? And you've given them $10 over several weeks and they've paid that money back when they said they would, you're more likely to give them $100. So it's the same thing with credit.
Okay, so let's talk about that. So you said character, right? And we just explained what the character was. So you were pulling their credit report when they come in.
Right.
Right. So, then, all right, the next, the list may consider the following indicators to determine if the borrower's capacity to repay their outstanding debt. So you're going to check the consistency of employment and income,
Right.
how often, the adequacy of income to repay debt, recurring debts, and the frequency and type of wages. What does that mean to the consumer?
So what that means is what we're going to look for is I know a lot of people hear about DTI. So what that stands for is debt to income ratio. How many debts that you
Hmm.
have on your credit report versus the income that we can use to qualify you. Now, there are people that, they may have short-term income, whether it's,
Okay.
hey, I just picked up a second job in order to be able to, try to qualify for this house. Well, we can't use that unless it's been 2 years, but you can use that to pay off debts. You can use that to add to your down payment money, all of those things. So those are the main things we look for is what kind of money that you're getting. Is it consistent? So just like if you have a child support order to say that you're going to get $500 a month, but you've only gotten it twice this year, then that's not consistent. So we can't use that as part of your income.
Okay, awesome. So the next one is capital. So you just basically, so lenders will inquire about how much money a borrower has saved to pay a deposit or down payment for the home he or she intends to purchase. What does that
Mhm.
mean?
That means exactly what you said. We need to know how much money that you have in the bank. And it does need to be in an account. So if you have this as mattress money, if you have this as cash in your safe, if you have this as, those type of things, those are not sources that we can use. There are things that we can do for that. So that's a conversation that we need to have. But for the most part, we need to know because a house is an expense. Or
Yes.
if you're looking at a car or whatever it is, that's an expense, and there are going to be things that come up. And so, if we use all of your income for to help you get this house payment, then when the water heater breaks, you're stuck, and you're like, okay, well, I can't afford to fix it. So then that's when people walk away from stuff. Like you've seen people where something happens to a car that they have, and then they walk away because they can't afford to fix it. Same thing happens with houses as
Oh,
well.
so y'all not just being in our business. Y'all need this for a reason.
Absolutely. And please understand that once I'm finished, getting the documents and I can get the yes, I don't think about that again. I'm not going to think about that. Oh, Jessie Lynn, I saw that she was getting, child support from such and such. I saw that she was doing this and I saw no, I really that is not even a thought. It's like what I need to be able to check these boxes so that I can get you this house.
So you're not gonna be looking at me stuff online and
I,
buying
I'm, I'm
all the
not.
food that I buy every day. She
I'm
stopped at
not
fast food
like you.
restaurants like 6 times a day.
I'm
No.
not. We don't care about that. I don't care about your OnlyFans deposits. I don't care
No.
about, I don't care about the source of whatever if your deposits. I just need to be able to source where the money came from. Now, if it came from OnlyFans, if it came from, the pink Cadillac, whatever it came from,
I
that's
feel
what.
so attacked. That's crazy. We moving on,
Listen,
honey. Tell them not my
listen.
business. That's crazy.
It's like, no, I
So
just I just need to know if there's a large deposit. So now if you got a large deposit from something, then yes, that's something that we need to talk about, the source of the
so
income.
what's the last C is collateral. What is collateral? Explain to the audience what is collateral and tell me why you need collateral. Because I mean, it's ridiculous.
Again, those are going to be your assets. Those are your reserves. In the event that something happens, and something always happens when you own anything, whether that's a car,
Right.
whether that's a house, whatever it is, something always happens at some point. And those are things you need to be prepared for. Whether that is, we have a hurricane that's coming. So if that damages your house and you have to pay your deductible, and that deductible is $1,000, well, we want to make sure you have that deductible.
Okay.
So those kind of things,
Awesome.
and then so a lot of times that collateral is referring to the reserves, like how many months reserves do you have? Most loan programs are going to require that you have 1 or 2 months left, so we can't use like all of your money. And even if it may be something that's not readily that you can kind of get to. So it could be your 401k. It could be, a CD that you have that doesn't mature for a year from now. So those are all things that you can use as collateral.
So isn't the house considered collateral as well?
It is
The house
collateral
collateral.
as well. It is. So
Okay.
those are still assets.
Okay, awesome, y'all. All right, y'all. So the 4 C's of credit right now, we have character, capacity, capital, and collateral. And those are important because you need to know those whenever you go and see a lender. And if you need to go back and watch our past videos on what you need to bring and how to prepare to meet with the lender. But today we're sticking to credit and credit only. And I just wanted to talk about those. But before we get started, we're going to discuss credit. Let's do a quick commercial break and then we're going to take a deep dive into credit. I'll see you guys shortly.
Hi, I'm Jay Monique, the founder of Her Power LLC. We host sisterhood events and have merch and custom cheesecake glasses to support our movement. Please check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Hello, I am Maris Major, owner and operator of Major Cleanup LLC. It's not clean until it's major clean. MCU provides residential cleaning, commercial cleaning, professional organizing, home and space staging. You can find Major Cleanup on Instagram, Facebook, and on the web at mymajorcleanup.com.
This holiday season, give the gift that keeps on giving. Research shows that most rich people own or invest in real estate. But unfortunately for most, money, credit, or lack of knowledge prevents that. Break those chains and generational curses on your family. Leave your family with the gift of home ownership. Don't let credit hold you back because this book will teach you how to build and restore your credit while helping you track your score and budget. It also has real life stories to help teach and encourage you once you are ready to start the home buying process. Give the gift of home ownership today. All right. Welcome back. So yes, we're talking about credit, the 4 C's of credit. So let's talk about credit. So why is credit important? You're gonna need credit sometime in your life, unless you're flooded with cash. You have a ton of cash, and good credit is critical. Before we get started, y'all, today a lot of the stuff that we're talking about is coming from my book. You can get that at hcrjournal.com. It's coming from my book. Everything we have in here is broken all the way down. But unfortunately, we can't read the book word for word. So we're just going to give you a quick version of it. And hcrjournal.com. You can also get a free checklist on there as well. Anyway, Erica, like I was saying, so look, good credit is critical. If you're buying a car, you need to get your lights turned on. You're going to have to pay a deposit. You're going to need credit somewhere along the way. They're checking your credit for everything these days, even to get a job. So today we're going to talk about what is credit and how to build your credit. So as we all know, your credit score is between like 300 and 850. 300 and 850. What do you see a lot, Erica? Like what's the middle score that you see a lot?
I see a lot of people. Well, I will say I see a lot of people in the fives, where they've had some challenges in life, whether that's a medical bill, a student loan, any of those type of things. So a lot of times you see people in kind of that middle of the range score. So fives.
Okay.
But most things that you're looking for, like house-wise, those kind of things, you should be at least in the sixes in order to what's considered fair credit.
Okay. So in the sixes, 620, 640-ish,
Yes.
somewhere in that range. The magic number is 720. We'll definitely say aim for a 720 if you can. But the higher your score, is that true? The higher your score, the better your rates whenever you buy your house?
That's not necessarily true right now. I will say it does stand a better chance for you to get approved, but they do recognize people have had some hiccups, those kind of things. So you can get approved at a 700 just like you can at an 800.
There you go. There you have it. Because that holds a lot of people back. They always say, well, I need to wait. My score is only a 700, or my score is like, girl, you better go get that house. Like, I need to get about 800. I heard the higher the score, the better. So that answers the question. Did you freeze?
Probably.
Okay. We get rain. Are you getting over there?
Yeah, I have rain here,
It's
so I
freezing.
do have. I got spotty internet.
Gotcha. 10-4. Understood. Okay. So look, all right. So let's talk about it, y'all. So your payment history, we talked about your 4 C's or whatever. Your payment history, your credit usage, your credit mix, your age of your accounts, and your credit application. And we talked about this before 1,000 times. A lot of people think that paying your bills on time is the only thing that you must do whenever you in order to have good credit. Paying your bills on time is like 35%. 35%. But if you look
Mhm.
over here to the amount owed, that's 30%. And what does that mean, Erica? When that 30% of the amount owed, because we know paying your bills on time is one, that's 35% of your credit. But the other 30%, you have a 30% for the amount owed. What does that mean? Are you frozen? Okay, she's frozen. So the amount owed is basically it's your credit utilization rate. There you go. You back.
Right.
You want to talk about it?
Yeah. Sorry, we're having a rainstorm right now, and my Wi-Fi is unstable right now. But
It's okay.
yes, it is. How much credit do you have available to spend? And
Yes.
so, if
So
you have $1,000 credit limit, you really should only be spending $300 of that.
definitely, definitely. And we talk about that a lot. That's your credit utilization rate. A lot of people say, "Well, I pay my bills on time, so I don't know when my credit is bad, or maybe I don't have any credit." The credit that you have, you may only have a $300 credit limit on your card, and you spent 200 of that. The goal is, I would definitely say about 10%. To be honest, they say what about 30% of that. The
Mhm.
goal is about 10%, so that's only $30. So if you don't know how much you need to spend, just do 10% of your balance. And then don't and keep your balance below that, because the more money you put on that card, the lower your score is gonna get. And again, if you take a look at it, it's 30% of your credit. Payment history is 35. The next thing is making sure that you keep your credit cards low. Your credit balance is low. You adding on this credit, you're maxing out your balances, and it's causing your score to drop. Um,
Well, I will just say that there's a lot of different strategies that you can use with that. So
mhm,
that's definitely, again, a conversation that you need to have. And we can try to help you figure out what works for you. Sometimes that's making multiple payments within a month.
mhm,
Sometimes that is putting small things on a credit card, like your Netflix subscription or whatever, to help you build credit.
mhm.
So there are definitely little tips that you can do to try to be able to raise that score.
Thank you for slowing me down, honey, because I keep it moving.
I know.
And we talked about the snowball effect, how to pay that down or whatever. Start paying down your debt. If you have sometimes, like with me, I have a ton of credit cards, and sometimes I'm in denial about how much debt I have at times, and I don't want to look at it. But you not looking at it, and it's just like your credit report. You can't fix it if you don't know what's on there. And that's one thing that we're going to talk about is how to pull your credit report. You can go to www, is it myannualcreditreport.com, or
It's
is it
just
annual credit report? Annual credit report.
annualcreditreport.com.
Yeah, annualcreditreport.com. You can go there to get your mortgage numbers a closer amount. We say
Wait,
myfico.com, or is it FICO?
right. So your actual scores, annualcreditreport.com will give you your credit report, but myfico.com will give you your credit score. That is a service that you do have to pay for, though.
Yes.
I will say, starting next year, they are going to count your major Fannie and Freddie are going to start counting Vantage scores as well as FICO scores.
Hey,
So they have
that's
just released
awesome.
it. Yeah.
So let's talk about this credit mix. So right now we're on your payment history, we're on your credit usage. Basically, pay your bills on time and keep your debts low. Do not max out your credit cards. And when we say max out again, let's just say this again. We don't mean still you're 300, you doing 299. We're just saying keep it low, no more than 10%. And your credit mix. What's a credit mix? What's a good credit mix?
Credit mix is what types of credit that you have. So if you have all installment debts, which is like a car payment, that's something that has a fixed amount of payments, is what they call
Mm-hmm.
installment debt. So when you go get your car, they tell you that you finance this car for 60 months or 72 months or things like that. Whereas when you get a credit card, that's a revolving amount. So they give you a certain limit and you can pay it down and charge it back to that amount as you go. So those are the things that you look for. And then of course there's a mortgage debt. So those are your three basic types of debt.
Okay, y'all. And so let's talk about your credit mix. Your credit mix makes up 10% of your score. So again, paying your bills on time is top. The amount owed is 30%, and then your credit mix is 10%. And your new credit it makes up 10% as well. So the age of your credit. So I saw in a group one day somebody asked, well, if I close my credit card, would that make my score? It depends on the age of that, and you don't want to go closing your credit. And that's what a lot of people do. They try to fix their credit, and they think it's a good idea to go and clear accounts. Closing your accounts is not a good idea, especially when it comes to the age mix. Yep, Samantha, pay it on time. Yep, that's number one. Pay your bills on time. But your mix, so don't go closing your account because you can ruin your credit just by doing that. Somebody said, well, I just paid my car off and my score dropped like 100 points. Dog.
It will, just
That you
because
can't
you
help.
no longer have that debt, and that could have been your oldest debt. So I will say, before you go try fixing it yourself, consult with somebody. You still may be able to fix it yourself, but consult with somebody else. I mean, because just like you don't try to fix your car yourself, you take it to the exactly. There's a whole book right there, and the author is very well known.
Internationally now.
Yes.
The authors.
Yes,
too.
the authors are very well known and just lovely people, wonderful people. So I think you should get the book.
All right. And the last one is did we talk about the length? Yeah, we did talk about the length. So
We kind
the
of talked
last
about
one is
it a little bit in new credit. So we kind of touched on a little bit when we talked about new credit.
okay. That's 15%. Okay, awesome. So yeah, and applying for too much credit, applying for a lot of cards, that right there, if you just applying, that could hurt your score. But if it's a mortgage, how does that work, Erica?
Usually a mortgage is not going to hurt your credit because most people don't have a bunch of multiple mortgages. So again, when we looked at credit mix, you want to have your revolving, your installment, and your mortgage debt.
No, I was talking about the inquiries, like when you apply, when you are shopping around.
So those are things that they expect you to shop for. So you can shop for multiple mortgage because it's a specific type of credit hit. So it's not like if you then pull for a mortgage, then you can go and pull for a car and everything else, and it counts as the one hit. So when you pull for a mortgage, you can pull from multiple mortgage companies within a 14-day period. Now, some credit bureaus are 30 days, but generally your general rule is 14 to 30 days, and it still counts as the same hit. So your score is not going to go down.
We talked about a credit mix. Let's talk about the different types of credit before we go. We only have a few more minutes, so let's talk about that before we go. So there's revolving credit. You have charge cards, you have a service card, and you have this installment credit. What's a revolving credit? It's what a credit card. That's a credit card. It allows you to borrow. You can go on.
Yeah, so it does allow you to borrow, and then you can pay that off, and then you have that amount available again. So you can just keep revolving with that particular kind of debt, as opposed to the installment debt when you have a fixed number of payments.
Okay, so we just talked about revolving. What's a charge card?
A charge card is usually things like an American Express, where you have to pay that balance off each and every month. So it is not a credit card. It's like it's an unlimited card. Like I used to work for American Express like eons ago. And so that's what it was you did not have a limit on that card. You could charge as much as you want, but you had to pay that back at the end of the 30 days.
So some people don't understand what a service credit is. What exactly is a service credit? Like your cell phone bills, those type bills. What's a service credit? Utilities, different things like that. Those are service credits, and we talked about that earlier. They may not report your credit to the credit bureaus every month, but when you don't pay, they're gonna report it. So that's going to end up ruining your credit as well.
Exactly.
So just make sure you're paying those bills on time. So explain to them what's an installment credit.
Installment is where you have the fixed number of payments to pay something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's going to be your car payment,
and they're going to report
those
that
kind
as
of
well.
things.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's your car payment. So or a personal loan or something like that. So you have revolving credit, you have your charge cards, you have your service credit also. And before we go, I think we're done. Yeah. Because next week we're going to talk about, so we told you where to go. Where do they go to get a free credit report, Erica?
Annualcreditreport.com will give you your free credit report.
Annualcreditreport.com to get your free credit report. Next week, we're going to examine your credit report. So basically, print off your credit report next week on Friday. We're going to tell you what to look for on your credit report. We're going to tell you how to go through your credit report, what to look for, get you some highlighters, and be ready for our next meeting, our next live on Friday of next week. So we're going to get your credit report, get you some highlighters, and be ready. Get you some different colors, and we're just going to go through your credit report, and we're going to teach you what to look for, how to do it, and all this fun stuff. It shouldn't take long, but this right here, this part is going to take the longest for you to do. The other parts is going to be mad easy, okay? So next week, we're going to review your credit report, and we're going to teach you how to review it and how to prepare and build your credit. Erica, you got anything you want to add before we go?
No, just get the book.
Get the book, www.hcrjournal.com. All right, you guys, for those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Jessie Lynn. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in today. We appreciate you guys. We love to see you in the audience. We love to see you moving around. We love to see you tuning in and commenting and all that good old. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Facebook user. Drop your name in the box below so we'll know who you are. Thank you for tuning in.
That's Miss Jessica.
And again, it's Jessica?
Yes, that's Miss
You
Jessica.
said Jessica?
Yep.
Jessica who?
That
I said
is,
who? Jessica
hold
who?
on, Jessica Lassane.
Okay, Jessica, thank you for tuning in, honey. We appreciate you. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Jessie Lynn. I'm a triangle realtor with A to Z Realty. You can reach me at 919-818-9854. Miss Erica.
Hey, and I'm Erica Batts with New American Funding. You can reach me at 919-608-7916, or you can reach me at ericabatts.com.
You guys, y'all can reach all of us in the clubhouse at www.thehomebuyersclubhouse.com. You can find us on Facebook in our private group and on our page at Home Buyers Clubhouse. You can also choose this clubhouse. We hope you guys have an awesome day. You guys have a and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.